Champions. So great to see and hear everybody. We're hearing people from all around the world, from Africa to United States to all over the place, and it's an honor to have you here. My name is James Zhang. I'm currently considered a chairperson level 2 in Partner Co. And today, I want to share with you a topic that I think is on everyone's heart. Question: have you ever felt like you got off to a false start in your new year goals? We all intend to do well, don't we? We all want to get healthier. Maybe you're part of our body balance challenge. So maybe you want to get healthier. Or maybe you want to make more money in your partner co business. You want to be able to change the game for your life. And you've thought about the last year and the years before where you set those New Year's resolutions and then something always happened and then you kind of stopped going. That gym membership hung up on the wall, that business goal stayed the same. And you're thinking this year, what can I do to make it different? Well, today I'm going to share with you a couple practical strategies that work that'll get you to launch 2025 right so that you can actually end the year being super excited and proud about what happened in the year rather than filling in the blanks of the excuses and justifications on why it did not. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, get ready for this. And by the way, if you need to hear the replay of this, go to bocpodcast.com. This is one you might want to replay, one you might want to share as well too. So let's talk about this. All right. I got 3 points for us today. 3 points for us today. And this started because of personal experience. I'll just share with you a story through business. I remember there was a year as I was rising up in my network marketing career that we set some big goals for a year. And then January, we totally flopped. It's like false start after false start. It's like it was one of those years where it felt like you were driving through traffic. Have you ever hit all the red lights before? And you're like, why is this happening to me right now? And it was so bad that year that we actually scratched our January New Year and we had to restart in February and we labeled it a Chinese New Year kickoff. So, but after that year, we realized we're like, never again. Because your goals can't afford you to burn a month, can they? Your family can't afford for you to wait another month. Your dreams can't afford for you to wait more time. So, because of some bad experiences and mistakes, I've realized a couple of things that to this day I still implement and I'm doing right now. The title of my message is 2025 Starts Now. If you're in chat, type that in the chat. 2025 starts now. So, how do you do that though? Number one is this: understand that your 2025 does not start when January 1st hits. But if you look at anyone that does anything of significance, they've had a period of warm up so that when the race actually goes off, they're in full stride. That's our mission, is to make sure that by January 1st, you're already moving. It's not that you waited. Okay. So, what are a couple things you can do right now to get yourself in action mode? My mind, by the way, is already in 2025. If I'm writing the date, I have to intentionally not say 2024, it's in 2025. I want to hope that you shift your mindset to that right now. So, number one, determine your goals for the year and then break it down to a quarterly goal right now. Sister, brother, champion, if you have not yet already labeled what you want in 2025, you are behind. Jim Rohn said this, is that if you want to be different than the rest of the world, very easy. Look at what the 99% of people do and don't do it. That's how you can be in the top 1%. Top 1%, they wait until the New Year ball drops and they're like, oh, it's the new year. Here's my goal, what I want. You should already be in deep meditation and decision on what you want for your business, for your health, for your life, for every single aspect. Have you designed that? Let me give you some things that you can do right now if you have not got there yet. How do you actually determine what you want for the next year? I'd encourage you to sit down with any loved one, any partner, anyone that is involved with your goals. It could just be yourself and God. And journal out, reflect on 2024. To set good goals for the next year first starts with reflecting on what has already come to pass. What do you reflect on? Start with the things that were amazing, that you're grateful for. Most of us, we tend to lean towards condemnation, don't we? We're like, oh, I don't want to think about the last year because I said to my mentor I'd hit this goal, I'd hit this promotion. I didn't do it. Yes. Hey, let me be real with you guys, champions. I set 10 goals and I probably fail 9 of them. But wouldn't you rather set 10 and hit 1 rather than set none and hit none? The reality is of success, failure is not final. It's simply a part of the process. So, but the gold and the goal and the gold and the goal and the failure is not even in the achievement of the goal. You know, the greatest learning lessons, the greatest gold that you will extract if you want 2025 to be different is learning from the lessons of the failures. So make a list of what you're grateful for. Make a list of your successes. Like start with the good stuff, right? Go through month by month. Me and my wife Becky literally did this last weekend. We're like, we got to sit down and we got to just map it. And it took like an hour. It wasn't that long. It doesn't have to be this crazy, crazy thing. You have to go to the Himalayas and go figure out, right? Just sit down and figure it out. But you want to collect the wins and gain confidence through that. But also in your reflection, don't run away from the failures. Really, I'd encourage you to sit down with the things that did not work. Why didn't they work? Why didn't that promotion work? Why didn't the goal get achieved? What were some of the big lessons? You went through the pain anyway. Don't waste the pain. You know, I've learned things about character. I've learned things about who to partner with, who not to partner with. I've learned things about what works on social media, what does not work. I've learned things about my marriage, on how to better love my wife and what will take her off, right? What are the things that you can learn from the failures of 2024? And let's not bring the same mistakes into the next year. Let's bring the learning lesson for them as well too. Okay? Then set what you want based on that reflection. What would be an amazing year in your business? Like, what would be an amazing income? What would be an amazing promotion in your partner co business? What's an amazing health goal? What do you really want? I was sitting down with my cousin this last weekend. My cousin was going through like a career dilemma. Have you been through that in your life? A purpose dilemma. And she was like, should I do this? Should I do that? Like, what should I do? And I said, here's a single piece of wisdom that changed my life. This question. Instead of asking, what do I want to do? Ask yourself just, what do I want, period. The path will make itself appear, right? It's not about what social media platform should I be on. It's not about what systematic thing should I do. It's not about any of those little things. It's always about where do you want to go and what do you want. When you know what you want and that is your true north, all the ways will align itself. So set what you want in 2025. Set a big goal. Set a God-sized goal. If it does not make you feel like it is stretching you or is impossible, champion, you're setting the wrong goal. But let's not just wait on the year goal. The last part about setting your goal on how to start 2025 now is then break it down to the next quarter. You see, a year is enough to inspire you, but it's not enough to motivate you to do daily action. But a quarter, hey, Fortune 500 companies have to report their quarterly earnings. If they have to do that, shouldn't we too? So look at this next quarter. 90 days can change your life. What needs to be done in your business the next 90 days to make sure your year is on track? What needs to be done in your health to make sure that your year goal needs to be on track? How about in your marriage, in your relationships? And I think we have a little bit of background noise. If the moderator can take a look at that as well too. But what can we do this next quarter? And set down some measurable goals. Can I tell you some of my goals this next year in my Partner Co business? I'm just going to put myself on the line. By the way, if you're afraid to share your goals, I'm going to challenge you. Share it with somebody. I'm going to share it with you because you're my friends. All right. I know for the level of goals that we have this next year, I need to set a new level of personal leadership. And I want to personally enroll. Here's some ideas for you. I want to personally enroll 1,000 new customers, guys, on our amazing body balancing drops. Personally. I want to enroll 100 new brand partners personally. I'm already starting to go nail this down, like knock this out. I also want to help 100 people get to officer and above. That's a top 1% in this company. Build full-time incomes on a part-time basis. These are some of the things that I want. I want to hit a title, right? And I'm tying it, by the way, to we have an event out here in Destin, Florida in February. I like to tie goals in the business to a major event. So I might suggest that for you as well too. What are some things in the next 90 days that you can be obsessed about? Business, life, all of that. Does that make sense? So number one, in starting your 2025 now is determine your goals for the year and determine your quarter and obsess about that quarter. Now that you have your goal, number two, a goal, a dream without a plan is simply a pipeline thing. So you need to make sure that you have daily action steps. We can call them daily methods of operations, DMOs, right? Or daily habits. I'm going to be very brutally honest with you. By the way, one of my commitments this year for me, maybe you'll take this as one of your mantras too, is I am committed to staying truthful in love, always. I'm sick and tired of playing and dancing around and BSing things and myself and other people. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you truthful, but I'm going to give it to you out of love because I want you to win and be free. This is the year of freedom. So the truth is this. You might be looking at your goals in the past and you're like, why did I hit them? If I were to sit you down and to look at your calendar and ask you, what were your daily commitments that would lead you towards your goals? Let's say you wanted to grow a team, you wanted to hit officer. And if daily you didn't have a commitment of prospecting a certain amount of people, there is your answer right there. We were not committed to the daily method of operation that will lead us to success. So, according to your goals, what do you think needs to be done every single day? At a bare minimum, we talk about in this organization our 1, 2, 3 system every day. Attend and grow this BOC call. So you can grow your mind, you can grow your life. 2, make at least 2 posts on social media a day, one personal in the morning, one about your business, the drops in the afternoon with the engagement sandwich, meaning you should be connecting. Are you conversing, by the way? Are you engaging with 40 people, different people every day through social media that aren't in your business? If you've been having trouble with converting people, more than likely that's the issue. If I were to sit down with you and ask you, how many new people did you talk to today? Just talk. We're not talking about prospect, just talk. I bet you it's less than 10. I bet you think you're doing a lot, but if you actually step on the scale, you're going to see, oh, wow. But you have to be accountable to yourself. I have to be accountable to myself. And number 3, we say in our 1, 2, 3 system, aim to enroll 3 a week. I've enrolled 3 this week. I've enrolled, couple partners, couple customers. Are you committed to these different things at the very bare minimum? But let's break it down even further. That's like the bare minimum. Don't let your minimum be your maximum. Let me just give you an example of a personal goal. Okay. This is how I think about it. If I want to enroll 1,000 customers, you know what I actually think? I got to do the 1, 2, 3, but I got to do more. Does that mean I have to master social media on top? Not in replacement of on top. So I'm figuring out daily for me. You don't have to take my DM. Someone asked me the other day, what's your DMO? I'm like, it doesn't matter what mine is because what matters is what you want and what's it going to break down to. But it just has to match. So for me, for example, every day I am doing not 1, but 2 reels that are designed a certain way to go viral. That's one of my DMOs. Weekly, I am going live on my Facebook and my YouTube twice, actually. If I want to help 100 officers daily, I'm connecting with the team and I'm coaching, mentoring, helping, doing 3 ways, solving problems. Right? Like I'm breaking down all my business goals into daily and weekly methods of operation that I know have to be done to the next level to lead me to success. How about for you? Do your DMOs match what you say that you actually want? Let me also submit this too, though. You have your business DMOs, but maybe you're thinking to yourself, man, that sounds intense. I get it. No worries. I remember I was in a place in my life where I really dialed this in when I lost everything in the first time in our business. And I could barely pick up one foot in front of the other. Have you ever been there before, champion? The wind just got knocked out of you. And I wanted to do all the right things in business, but it was so tough. This is a secret that I've learned. You cannot pour out of an empty cup. So, one thing that I committed to before even my business DMO is I also have a personal DMO. What are some things you can put in your personal DMO? Every day, are you committed to filling yourself spiritually? I'm a person of faith, so for me, that looks like in my morning. If you see me, my morning is worship, my morning is sermons, my morning is reading the Bible, my morning is Bible study and prayer. That's my morning. But for you, do you have a DMO for your spiritual life? Number two, do you have a DMO for your mindset? Are you growing you? This BOC is a part of that, by the way. Congratulations. But for me, also, my DMO is while I'm working out, I'm listening to some podcasts. I'm listening to something that feeds my mind. Currently, it's really been sermon. So that's what I'm doing. Are you reading books? And the last aspect of the personal DMO is your body. The easiest place to start to discipline before your mind and your spirit and even your business is your body. Are you drinking more water every day? You know what I do every morning? I have 20 ounces of water right next to my bedstand, and I down it right when I wake up. By the time it's noon, I probably drink a gallon of water. Easy things to do, right? I'm taking my drops. I'm doing some type of movement when I can. So, what are you doing for your spirit, your mind, and your body? Are you envisioning your goals being done? I write out my goals. John Wadsworth, our founder and owner, said he writes out his goals every single day and he talks to new people every single day. Good DMO. Okay? And let me just submit one more thing I think is also important. Who here also wants to make sure that not only does your business explode, but your family and your relationships are amazing too? I'm in a season where I cannot afford to, I'm not going to put my family on hold. So every day, do I have a DMO for my wife to love her better, my friends, my children? How about you? What are things that you have? I'm putting boundaries. I have times when I cannot be on my phone. Like every day, the magic is in what you do in a day to draft it out. Okay. So, how do you make sure that you do not get a false start in 2025? And how do you make sure you launch right? Number one, know your goals, break it down. Number two, break down the daily methods of operation to achieve those goals. And here's a big secret. You ready for this? If you're ready, say it to yourself or put it in the chat. I'm ready. I'm ready. Here's the big secret. Start on your DMOs now, like today. Now. Don't wait. Tomorrow's too late, as Jim Rohn says. Christmas is too late. New Year's is too late. Some of us have already checked out mentally. Some of us are here physically, but you're like, my mind's going to come back in 2025. You can do that, but my goals can't afford to wait. So I am running right now. I am launching right now. I am recruiting. I am prospecting. I am doing my DMOs the best of my ability while still enjoying family, while still enjoying Christmas. And we're going to take time off and all that. But why? Because for anything new, who here was perfect the first time you started something new? No one, right? So, a big mistake that I've made and many people do is we assume that just because the calendar changes from 2024 to 2025, new year, new me, and you have a new set of goals, that you're just going to be perfect out of the gate. That is just completely unlikely. So if you understand this, give yourself some wiggle room where you can try and tune and tweak. So what am I doing right now? I've set down my DMOs and I'm running the daily plan and I'm tuning, I'm tweaking. I'm seeing, does my schedule actually work? Or were there things I need to tweak up? Is this going to get me to where I need to get to? Can I actually commit to what I said that I committed to? Or did I bite off more than I can chew? Or do I need to enhance more? Or can I get better or more efficient? I have 2 to 3 weeks of time to tune things in. Because by January 1st, I want it to be where when people look at James Zhang, they're like, this guy's just on it. He does not miss a beat. You know why? Because of the weeks of preparation and mess ups that I've already gone through and I've already chiseled it down. You too can do the same thing. You know what's great about that? It's all practice right now. Anything you do right now, you're ending 2024 strong, but it's practice and it's investment into the next year. Don't wait. Do what the 99% of people don't do and start right now. Okay? Are you willing to do that, champion? Are you willing to make 2025 different? I promise you, you can absolutely do this. And end with this. You might be hearing this right now. And you're like, all right, I'm taking these notes. I want to kind of pray an interesting prayer over you. And something I know for me is this is how I function on about you. There's this saying that people typically don't run when they see the light, they run when they feel the heat. Is anyone here like that? You run more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. I love pleasure, don't get me wrong. I love good goals and good sounding things. But to be very honest with you, maybe it's just because I'm super stubborn. It typically takes something to really bother me, frustrate me, like get in on my side, where it says, enough is enough. I need to change this or else. I've noticed that the best years of my life started because something happened that tossed me to the side and it challenged me. And I would pray you an interesting prayer. Remember, God prunes those that he loves. That something happens in your heart that challenges you. I don't want to pray a bad thing to happen, but that there's a switch, there's a trigger, something snaps where your old standard is not good enough anymore. The way that your relationship has been with your children, your family, and your spouse is not enough. It needs to get more. The level of income you've been making will not be enough, that you need more. That where you are in your business, the size of your team, the size of your impact, your promotion, your title is not enough. And you say that failure is not an option and something has to break. In this season, as I've been thinking about my goals, just God always does this to me. I just noticed this, right? He doesn't throw bad things at you, but he uses situations to teach you things. Have you noticed that? And I'm looking for things that I can use as motivating factors to move forward. And in this season, I have multiple things that have triggered me. Multiple things, which is like, all right, James, you got to be on it. I'm not going to back down. You're going to see a James Zhang in a version that you've never seen before. That's my commitment to you. But how about for you? Do you have something in your life right now where you've already said failure is not an option? If that's the case, put that in the chat or send that to someone for accountability. Failure is not an option. For me, it's not. Now, I'm committed to you. If you continue to come back onto these Breakfast of Champions call, our team, the leadership is committed to making sure that you get filled with the mindset, the skill set, the tactics, the everything, the inspiration, the enthusiasm, so that you too can break free in 2025. So with that, champions, are you going to start 2025 now? I'm already running. Are you going to run with me? I hope you will, because I'm expectant for your breakthrough in this next year. All right, everyone. Other than that, it's an honor to be here with you. I'm praying for the most amazing holidays for you and your family. If you need any help, just let your leadership team knows. Let's have an amazing 2025. Have a blessed rest of your 2024. Other than that, I'll toss it back to you guys. Feel free to mute the lines.